Before we start this video today, peeps, I ask you very kindly to go back and watch all of the videos in this series in order of the playlist. If you miss out on any previous information, then you may not understand some of the things I talk about in today's video. Without further ado, let's get into this one. Penguin. Cut. No, Core, that isn't right. This is the penguin video. No. Today we're doing dispensers and droppers. Oh, but I wanted to do the penguin video. Well, my executive just told me that that was wrong. Today, peeps, we're going to be covering dispensers and droppers. As much as they look like penguins, they function very differently. Yo, what is going on, guys? Core here. Welcome back to another episode of Core's Redstone Guide. This is episode number 7, where we are going to be covering dispensers and droppers. Both of these things function pretty similarly, except there is a small difference between two of them. Interacting with any of these brings up this grid array where you can store up to 9 stacks of items. As you can see, this is the dispenser, 9 stacks, and the dropper also has 9 stacks. When you put items inside them, you'll notice that you can power them now, and they will get spat out. So you can see when I'm powering these, the items just get thrown out. Sometimes one goes further than the other. But yeah, it's pretty rare. So they look pretty identical, right? Well, yeah, they are very similar in that regard. However, if I give them both TNT real quick, you'll notice a difference in behavior. Well, as you just saw, one of them actually deployed the TNT, and the other just spat it out. And that is really the difference between a dropper and a dispenser. A dispenser will always deploy something, whereas a dropper will always spit it out no matter what. So a couple of examples of what a dispenser can dispense. Lava. Note as well, when you click again with the lava, it will actually take the lava back inside. Water. Oops. Arrows. Spawn eggs. Bone meal. Fire using flint and steel. Fire using fireballs. Rockets. And so many more. The way I like to think about it is, if you can interact with a block, i.e. right-clicking or left trigger on controller, then chances are it can probably be dispensed and deployed. Hence why something like this would work. And you can see that it's deployed it all onto me, because I can interact with it as a player. So this is where the case of the dispenser and the dropper being different comes into place, because let's say you had an armory and all you wanted to do was drop the player really quickly some arrows. If the player walks up and goes, ah! No, instead you'd actually like to use a dropper for this sort of thing, so that you can just give the player instead of brutally attacking them. There is one more thing that sets these two apart, and that is their interaction with a container. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take a dispenser and a dropper, and we're going to power them both at the same time with an item inside, and we'll see what happens. So you can see they've both got sandstone inside, and when I power this, one will go outside, and it will just shoot away, and the other will actually send it into the barrel. And this is now where things like this become more fun, because this is what we used back in the day before anyone got smart and decided to use bubble columns or just item transportation elevators. So if we put a block in the bottom of here and then just individually go up powering all of these, we'll see that the sandstone has made it through all of these facing upwards into this barrel at the top. So this is where the dropper comes into play. Droppers generally are very much more useful in Redstone in terms of anything. This here is what's known as a latch real quick, and I thought I'd share this with you because I'm actually using it in my minigame at the moment, which you can see that massive thing behind me. So this is what is called a latch. There are a bunch of different things. The most common thing you'll run into is called an RS NOR latch, so go look one of those up. But this thing, if you put one item inside of a dropper, which is facing into another dropper, so there's one item between the two, you can just control it like this, and you can have it so that the off button doesn't do anything until it's on. And this thing is pretty cool, and it's very useful in various different redstone circuits. I would highly recommend messing around with these yourself in creative and getting a feel for them because they are very, very fun. And once you get to know what all these different things do, you become a pro. But peeps, I'm pretty sure that covers it for the entire department of dispensers and droppers. So that brings us to the end of the video. I asked you very nicely to subscribe and like. It does help me out a ton if you have enjoyed this video. Next video, we are going to be covering the target block. So stay tuned for that if you are interested. But until next time, people, take care, and I will see you in the next one.